Hello and welcome to Stock Market Report. I am Perpetua Fasumi Peter. The NGX All-Share Index continued the bearish sentiment on Thursday after shedding 1.0% to close at 49,667.14 index points at the end of the trading session, while the market capitalization stood at 26.7 trillion naira. 206.21 million units of shares valued at 3.92 billion naira exchanged hands in 5,053 deals. On the gainers list, UPDC Real Estate Investment gained 30 kobo to close at 3 naira 55 kobo. Briscoe followed suit with a 3 kobo gain to close at 38 kobo. Champs also gained 2 kobo to close at 26 kobo, while Custodian and Livestock gained 50 kobo and 5 kobo to close at 6 naira 30 kobo and 1 naira 20 kobo respectively. And on the flip side, Lasako and Stanbic led the chart with 10 kobo and 3 naira 15 kobo loss to close at 90 kobo and 31 naira 55 kobo. Cadbury and Nestle lost 1 naira 70 kobo and 137 naira 70 kobo each to close at 15 naira 40 kobo and 1,262 naira 30 kobo respectively. Mansard lost 18 kobo to close at 1 naira 72 kobo. And for further analysis, I'm being joined by Abidemi Oguntuashe, the head of operations, Park Securities Limited. Hello, good to have you join us, Mr. Oguntuashe.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, looking at what we have now, the NGX All-Share Index continued the downward trend today after shedding 1.0% to close at 49,667.14 index points. That was at the end of the trading session today. Now, seeing that the index is now below 50,000 points, should we be worried?
Well, thank you for having me and thank you for the opportunity to talk to Nigeria. For me, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to worry about. The thing people should understand is that we are in a political season, and based on what is happening at the moment, the political issue and the FX issue of dollar versus naira, fine, it can bring up a certain level of uncertainty. But, usually when prices of stocks are coming down, that's when people should be buying. But what we are seeing is the other way around. That's when people are selling. Now, if you are carrying a loss, the loss you are carrying might be for a short-term period. It will still bounce back. But when you sell it, that means you have automatically given out your stock and collect the little cash which you should have used to hold on. As long as you are holding on in good and sound fundamental stock, you see that during the trading hours today, a lot of listed companies release their half-year results, and the results were not very, they were very fantastic results, impressive results. So as long as you hold on to those fundamentals, you know that what you're holding, the stock you have in your portfolio, they are stock of company with value. You have nothing to fear.
All right, let me get what you would rather investors do at this point, because you're saying that this is a time people should buy, rather people are selling. So what would be your advice to investors?
Well, my advice for my own investors is for them to just watch the momentous for. I know it's going to be for some time. It's not going to last long. And when you carry a loss, the best thing you can do, you either convert your stock to a long term, or if you have money, then you can average down. If you have bought a stock at a particular price, by the time you buy 25% of that particular stock, your average cost, your weighted average cost will come down. So thereby, you are, making it easier for you to exit in the market instead of selling it to the market at a loss.
All right, let's look at the gainers list now. UPDC Real Estate Investment gained 30 kobo to close at 3 naira 55 kobo. I'll just take a quick run through the gainers, the top 5 gainers for today. Briscoe followed suit with a 3 kobo gain to close at 38 kobo. And then we had Champs gaining 2 kobo, closing at 26 kobo. And then Custodian and Livestock gained 50 kobo and 5 kobo to close at 6 naira 30 kobo and 1 naira 20 kobo respectively. Talk to us about the positive sentiment that these stocks enjoyed today.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you cannot expect all the stocks to go into the same direction. Some will gain, some will lose. But just quite unfortunate that most of the stock you mentioned, you will notice that many of them are trading below 1 naira. Livestock trade around 1 naira, 15 kobo, jam 24 kobo, RT Disco, those are penny stock, except for custodian and UCAP, that trade above custodian trade around 6 naira, 30 kobo, and it closes at 6 naira, 80 kobo. Most of those stock that gain today, they are stock that trade lower than 1 naira. And then if you look at the other side, which I have not mentioned, that is on the loser side, the stock that shared points, you see that these are stock with, how will I put it, market value. The prices are high, like Stanbic, Capri, Nestle, Unilever, and all those stuff. So as long as you have more on that side than the stock that gain, of course, the index will definitely lose. So that's what happened.
All right, thank you for explaining the reason behind that drop, that sharp drop in the index. Now, for the decliners, I believe you've talked about some of them, but I would like you to just give us a holistic view of what happened. We have Lasaco, we have Stanbic, we have Cadbury. You also talked about Nestle. Talk to us about these stocks.
For me, that's what I said. I believe the political uncertainty and the FX issue are the major reason why we are experiencing this type. Like I said, usually when a company releases results in the market, you expect, especially good results, you expect that the market value of that stock, market price of that stock will move up a bit. But what we experience today, reverse is the case. Many of them either stay at the opening price, or even many of them are coming down. For the case of Cadbury, Cadbury has been experiencing a lot of weak support on the bid side. So that's why sometimes you see, most of the trading hours today, people were not buying it. And then when the sellers begin to reduce their price, the price of that stock, will come down, lower. So that's what happened.
Okay, now look at this particular trend. It has persisted since last week. What are your thoughts? Do you think this trend will continue, or when should we look forward to, the market returning to the bullish sentiment?
Well, like I said before, I believe it's going to be a short-term momentum. So I expect the market to rebound soon. I can't give exact time. Nobody holds control over the market, but from experience, usually some strategic investors will see a stock that has been of interest to them, and then they begin to look at it. For example, Zenith trading at close at 18.90 kobo, GT closing at 18.90 kobo. Some strategic investors will come in and position themselves for the long term. So what the investor can do is to buy in piecemeal, little by little, and then looking for stock with good and sound fundamentals, and then begin to increase their holding. So that's my advice.
All right, for newcomers, they might be wondering, what exactly are you talking about when you say fundamentals? You mind breaking this down so the layman who is new to this whole thing will understand what you're talking about?
Well, when you talk about company fundamental, you are talking about the company's financial, talking about the half-year results that are coming out. You analyze it, you see that the company is making more revenue than they did last year. That shows an improvement in the performance. When a company makes, a higher profit after tax compared to the corresponding time last year. So that shows that the future looks bright for that type of company, and that's what I mean by fundamental. All the companies that listed, that released their half-year results were fantastic. They were good. They were impressive results. If you compare it with what they did in the corresponding year, they performed better than that. And that's why you notice that when you prepare financial statements, the one you prepare this year, they match it with your corresponding year so that you can see the increase or the decrease. So in this case, we have seen the increase, and that shows that the future is bright in the market.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, we've been speaking with Abidemi Oguntuashe, Head of Operations, Spark Securities Limited. Well, it's a wrap on this particular segment. Many thanks for watching. I am Perpetua Fasami Peter. The news continues shortly.